If you want to warp text in Photoshop quickly and cleanly, you're in the right place. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to warp text in Photoshop 2026 using the built-in text warp tools, step by step. This is a super useful technique if you want to create curved text, stylized titles, poster designs, thumbnail text, or any effect that needs your lettering to bend and flow with your layout. And if this tutorial helps, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more Photoshop tips and easy design tutorials. Alright, let's jump straight in. First, you need to select your text. On the left-hand toolbar, click the horizontal type tool, which is the T icon, then click on your canvas and type out the text you want to warp. If you already have text in your design, you can also click directly on the existing text layer in the Layers panel on the right side of your screen. The important thing here is to make sure the correct text layer is selected before moving to the warp settings. Once your text is selected, the next step is to open the warp text menu. There are two easy ways to do this. The first option is to look at the options bar running across the top of Photoshop. You'll see a warp text icon that looks like a capital sitting above a curved line. Click that icon and the warp settings window will open. If you prefer a different method, you can also right-click the text layer in your Layers panel and choose Warp Text from the menu. Both methods take you to the same place, so use whichever one feels more comfortable for your workflow. Now a new window will appear with all the warp controls. This is where the fun begins. In the Style drop-down menu, you'll see that it usually defaults to None. Click that drop-down and choose the warp shape you want to apply to your text. Photoshop gives you several built-in styles, including arc, wave, fish, flag, and more. If you want a simple curved title, arc is a great place to start. If you want a more dynamic look, Wave can give your text a flowing motion effect. Styles like fish or flag are useful when you want something more dramatic or stylized. You can try a few different options to see which one fits your design best. After choosing a style, you can fine-tune the distortion using the sliders in the same window. The bend slider is usually the most important one. This controls how strong the curve or distortion is. If you move it to the right, you create a positive bend. If you move it to the left, you create a negative bend. This lets you quickly increase or reduce the amount of warp until the text matches your vision. You can also adjust horizontal or vertical settings depending on the direction you want the warp to go. These controls help you change the orientation of the effect, so your text can bend across the width or shift in another direction. Then there are the horizontal distortion and vertical distortion sliders. These are great for adding a more customized look because they can slant or stretch the text to one side. If you're trying to create a perspective feel or a slightly 3D looking effect, these sliders can really help. Just remember to use them carefully because a small adjustment can make a big difference. As you make changes, keep watching the preview so you can see how your text updates in real time. The goal is to find a balance where the effect looks intentional and readable. You want the text to stand out without becoming too distorted to read. Once you're happy with the result, click OK to apply the warp. Your text will now be warped directly on the canvas, and you can continue editing the rest of your design around it. And that's it. That is how to warp text in Photoshop using the built-in warp text tools. It's a simple feature, but it can completely transform your typography and make your designs look much more professional. Whether you're making thumbnails, social media graphics, logos, or poster art, this is one of those Photoshop techniques that's worth knowing. If you found this helpful, please hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next Photoshop tutorial. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.